Hey everybody, it's Baxie. Time to talk about Baxie's musical podcast. You know, it's been quite a stretch on the podcast lately. For example, my guest this week has been Terry Graham, the former drummer for the band The Gun Club. Now you might say, hey Baxie, who's the Gun Club? The Gun Club were an exciting and vibrant band from California who back in the early 80s fused Delta blues with the punk rock music of the day. In fact, their 1981 album Fire of Love is considered to be an absolute stone-cold classic. Even considered to be one of the top 1,000 albums of all time, and one of the best albums of the 80s. And it's totally true. Anyway, Terry not only played with the Gun Club, he also played with the Bags and the Cramps. He also wrote a book called Punk Like Me, Hollywood 1977 to 1985. He also hosts a brand new podcast called Electric Angel Lounge on YouTube. And it's fantastic. Now, next week, I'm going to be talking to author P.J. Harrison, who's just written a book called Gallagher. And just so we're clear, no, it's not about a guy who smashes watermelons with a sledgehammer. No, this book is about Noel and Liam Gallagher from Oasis. In fact, the name of the book is Gallagher, The Rise and Fall of Oasis. Now, for those of you who don't know the story about the Gallagher brothers, these are two guys who love each other, but yet can't stand each other at the very same time. Oh, but they were popular. PJ's book goes all in on the big story behind the scenes of what happened to those guys and why they hated each other so much and how come they didn't get along and what it took to get them back on stage after years of not talking to each other. In fact, the only communication they had was swiping at each other in the press and disemboweling each other's characters like brothers often do. Of course, that's no way to run a family. Nevertheless, it's a fantastic story of two brothers who did everything they can to dismantle each other while at the same time got together many years later to make a few bucks on a world tour. It's such a great story. And you'll be able to listen to it on Apple Podcasts, SoundCloud, Spotify, the Rock 102 YouTube channel, rock102.com, and on the app. And it's all brought to you by Metro Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram at Chicopee and Rock 102, home of Baxie's musical podcast.